Alright, this is going to be round 3, I believe, versus 4-color Blink with Yorion. We're going to shuffle up. I think we keep both our hands here. And I have a pretty good hand. I believe I have like a couple lands, Valakut, and like a red and 6, plus something else. Play the Valakut. Early Valakuts are good because, especially in this matchup, if it ever goes long, which this um, game goes long, so I'll be able to have a consistent like Valakut triggers. I fetch Shock, go down to 17 like him, or go down to 17, he's at 16, and then I pick up my fetch. So we're both at 4. He taps and he kills my Valakut. I'm like, okay, well, I got Ren 6, so it really doesn't matter too much if he kills my Valakut. And I get a forest because it's probably going to get killed a bunch. Play a land, play a Dryad, get plus, get my Valakut back, and play the Valakut. So nothing really is stopping my game plan so far. So he solitudes my Dryad, which kind of sucks. And then he kills my Valakut again. I'll just get another mountain. Not that big of a deal. Still moving forward, still just advancing my game plan. And it does it again. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll just get another land. So he's gotten a bunch of lands in the graveyard, but my total land count in my field is not that bad at all. I have a pretty full land of hand. Yeah, I've gotten like lands like almost every turn, and I'm just kind of like roughing it right now. I think I have like a Ren 6 in my hand now. He pluses pick up, and we're both at 6. Oh, he's at 7 and I'm at 6 right now. And he's probably thinking about just killing my Valakut again. I really don't care too much about it. It's like I said, it doesn't change the number of lands I have in play, so I'm okay with it. So I get a forest because I think my plan now is to probably shift and win the game. So I don't want to take out all the mountains out of my deck. We're already at 5, and I'm gonna plus again, get up to 7, and then I pick up a land. Develop it again, play a mountain, tap 3 for Dryad, play a Valakut, and then that's the end of my turn. And I could have Valakuted, or I'm sorry, I could have probably played a untapped land. Oh, I think he killed my. Oh yeah, he killed my Dryad with a Fury, and when I had a Valakut on the trigger on the stack. So I explained to him that the trigger didn't go off because I didn't have any 6 mounts anymore, and so he was like, okay. And so I think he's up at 8 now for his Ren 6, and then he plays Utopian Sprawl, and then he kills another one of my lands. I get a mountain, not really that big of a deal. I'm already up at 7 lands, so I'm pretty okay. Counting out 3 and 4, making sure I have 7, play another land, plus, so I go minus to get the emblem, and that way, just in case he does counter it, I can sacrifice a land or discard a land and play it again. So that's what I was showing him. So that was a pretty good game 1. Don't think I made any mistakes. Kept a pretty okay hand. I drew a lot of lands off again, which really sucks, but I managed to get there eventually. Here's me taking out my wishes, and be putting in cards that are actually relevant. Stuff like my other Valakut goes in. My what goes in? It goes Valakut, Anger of the Gods, and 2 endurances is what I put in. So the anger is going to be for the Magus, and I'm worried about Magus, and I'm worried about trying to hit like trying to making sure Mangus doesn't get out early and really mess up my like land colors. So I'm shuffling up and cutting. Don't know what he puts in. Probably puts in like more counter spells. So I'll probably be like, probably gonna put like maybe a other cards, and just put more counter spells. Probably like a Flusterstorm or like just regular counter spells. I think he's really looking forward to like to stop my spells from resolving. He mulligans, which is good for me, and I'm keeping a pretty okay hand. Oh, maybe. Oh, I'm sorry. Looks like I'm mulliganing again. So we're gonna mulligan and go down to 6. Bottom of land, and he's thinking about keeping as well. What he's gonna keep. Fetches, shocks, fetches and gets a basic forest. Well, that means probably gonna make us this game. We gotta watch out for that. And I'm pretty sure I make like just like mistake after mistake in this game. Like we were talking earlier about not getting forests early, and I have one forest in my hand, so I'm like maybe I won't get forest with a fetch. Maybe I'll just get like regular like mountains and stuff. So that's what I do. So I figure I have a forest in my hand, and I can still play like some of my others. So I have forest in my hand, doing okay. And he attacks me, or he attacks me, or he will attack me, and I'm okay with that. He names, I think, Elemental, and then he gets the Risen Reef. Now he has two 1/1s, but I have to figure out what to do about. So with his 1/1s, I have to focus the Risen Reef first. I can't let that stay on the field. So I minus on it, and then I play Suspend, Search for Tomorrow. And I'm glad I get the Risen Reef gone, and because he plays another one, and that just getting double triggers off a Risen Reef would be crazy. It would just give him an amazing like card advantage, and I would just like die just to pure like value from there. He can go 2 for 1 for me and do anything he wants to me, and it would just be way too much. So I'm glad you gotta keep both of the Risen Reefs, at least one at a time, that way it's not too broken. So I minus again on the Risen Reef, but that brings me down to 1 on the Ren 6. I hardcast a Search for Tomorrow and get a mountain. So now I got 3 mountains in play. Then I play a fetch land, and I'm done. So I'm gonna go from 3 into 5 at the end of at the start of my next turn. So he kills my Ren 6, and I go fetch, and I go down. See, this is probably a mistake. Is I probably should have gotten that forest. Probably should have been a mountain, and I messed up. I feel like that was a mistake. Definitely probably should have gotten trigger there. That way I can kill the I could have killed the Ice Fang, but I think I was just wanting to like save up triggers for like when I have like more things to do, or like more relevant or more Valakans on the field. So I didn't want to really use a trigger now, because if I figured it was going to be a longer game. And then so I play Dryad off the top, which is really great, and then I play a Forest again from my hand, and it gets Solitude again. I'm like, fuck man, I need to get these things off the field. And he ephemorates the Solitude, so he's going to get the Solitude back. He has no target for the second Solitude, so he's just going to draw a bunch of cards, and for the actually for the Ephemerate, he targets Ice Fang and draws a card from Ice Fang, so he draws 2 cards this turn. I untap. I have a whole bunch of lands. I get 1 trigger, and I play a Steve. He fetches, I feel like I'm doing really good. I feel like I don't have a way to lose this game, but I'm super wrong. Because I do lose this game. And I think I have like, I have, what do I have? I have like a charm in my hand. And then here it comes. He, Domri's Call, gets a Magus. And this Magus is just like, changes the game. And it's really rough for me. So he untaps, draws, and he immolates my Steve. So I sacrifice it, get a mountain, kill his Ice Fang. And then here he comes, he's about to get, I believe, a source of red for him to be able to play. No, he gets another basic island, so he'll have another basic out. So here he comes, paying 3 for the Magus. And I was like, how do you get red? And he has abundant growth. So I'm like, oh, okay. So now I'm fucking screwed because now I don't have any sources of black for the um, charm in my hand. I'm like fudged. I'm like, okay. I mean, it's okay. Anger's in my deck. As long as I get an anger, I'll be okay. I draw. And it's nothing useful, so I pass. And then he checks again. Oh, I was at 8, and then I asked him how much damage he has on the field. He told me 8, and then I scooped it up. So that was a pretty rough game. I feel like I probably should have. I don't know. What I could have done, which I should have done, was I should have floated the black when Magus was being cast, and then after Magus was on the field, I could have used the black to pay for the charm and have them sacrifice Magus. That way, I could have Magus would have been gone. I could have done that, and I messed that up. That would have been the better play, and I thought about that play afterwards, and that makes me upset because that would have been the better play, rather than not doing anything. Flow to the black, wait till the Magus resolved, play the charm, and it would have been better. Anyway, game 3. Game 3 is going to be fine. I have an early Ren 6 again, but no targets. Actually, no, I think there was a target. He Furies and gets rid of it. I'm okay with that because a Fury can kill a Dryad just as well, and and Ren 6 already kind of did its job of getting me a land back. And then I play Steve, and then a fetch land. He shocks himself, and then here it comes. He's gonna be, I think he's playing, yeah, Teferi. And this is what I learned. So I sacrificed. I'm like, hey, are you targeting Steve? And he's like, yes, I'm targeting Steve. I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna sacrifice Steve so you don't get a draw. And I appreciate the Discord for telling me that, because he was like, oh fuck, I should have just had no targets. I'm like, yeah. And so he won't make he won't make that mistake again, and I won't make that mistake again. So I play another Steve, and I feel like I am okay. I'm traveling pretty fast up to 7. If I play a land next turn, I'll be at 7. I'll be okay. He has a abundant growth and a Utopia Sprawl on his forest, and he pluses on his baby Teferi. I sacrifice look for a mountain, and I'm pretty sure I have a Titan in my hand, so I'm like, all I need to do is 6. I'm pretty quick on it. Tap 6 again. Play the Titan. And now he has to respond to it. So you draw these calls. You draw these calls for a Ephemerate, or I'm sorry, a Solitude, and that means he's probably gonna let it resolve. I'm gonna get Valakut out on the field, which is value. But before that, I'm gonna get a Valakut and a mountain, so that way I have 6 mountains, and I can kill Teferi, which isn't amazing, but it does slow down his number of cards he has in his hand, which is really what matters. I'm just fighting the number of cards he has in his hand. He has 2 left. He Domri's calls again, so we're trying to figure out what his last card in his hand is. and he's a Magus of the Moon. So I sacrifice, I get my forest, and then we're going for it. So the end of the game got cut off, but after I got the forest, what I did was I played Anger of the Gods, killed his Magus, and then shifted and won the game. So it was so that was pretty much it. After that, it was just the I had an Anger in my hand and a shift in my hand, so it was pretty easy to win after I killed the Magus. That was it.